This is day 45 and also a recap on day 44. My name is Josh McKay. I am building a solar business here in Australia that is going to do $1 million in profit per year, starting from an investment of $15,000. It's going really well. There's a lot of things that are happening. I literally couldn't sleep last night. This is the sales game with Josh McKay, helping solar business owners sell more, make more, and work less. Super excited. I know there's the highs and the lows, and I understand what I'm doing right now is not sustainable, but I literally slept for 3 hours last night because I was doing things all the way until 6 a.m. in the morning, and then I thought I was going to sleep till the afternoon. I woke up out of the blue at 9:15 a.m. and couldn't help myself, checked the phone, and I was still half dreaming, but then I saw a message on the phone, and I was like, oh, I'll respond to that and I'll go back to bed. I'll let Jerry know, my operations manager, that I stayed up late and I'll go to sleep. And then one thing led to the next, and I was really enjoying what I was doing. So I was like, oh, now I'm energized and excited. And now I stayed in bed the whole time, but I was working from the phone. Did a few actually pretty important things, and it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm going to work all the way through. And it was funny because I thought it was day 46 today because I'd worked for such a long day yesterday. I thought today was day 46, so I even went and wrote it down. So I saved a day. I made an extra day in there. Definitely not sustainable, but that's okay. These things, while they're fun and energizing, follow the energy, and if I feel like I need to take time off, I will. I'll stop doing it and I'll take the day here or there. But I've literally been working weekends and everything because it's really fun. Day 44, I set out a big list of things to do. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it all done in one day. It was the things I wanted to get done over the next few days. I wanted to finalize the first stock order for our first 2 installs. I need to get uniforms because I've just done our first hire for our sales development representative who's going to be knocking doors, generating the appointments. I spent honestly probably about 6 hours yesterday just brainstorming, going through the different scenarios, like looking into the liabilities and scooters of electric scooters for door-to-door reps. And I've decided for the residential team, because we're going to be doing a lot of work in the regional areas where people and roads are dry gravel, the liability, the risk of injury is too high for the role. And because we're not probably going to do door-to-door for extended periods of times, it's probably something we'll do every now and then. I don't know if I can create a door-to-door team that's truly sustainable over the long term. And if it's not going to be sustainable over the long term, then I'm not sure I'm going to continue to do it. It's a good thing to start with. It's the same as staying up till 6 a.m. in the morning and then waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's okay to do every now and then when it's fun, but I don't think I can. I can't do that ongoing. I'm not sure if I can get the door-to-door team to a point where it will be sustainable though. So there's a challenge in there that I might see if I can do it. Good results, good sort of output, and a good work-life balance for the door-to-door team, and they're getting paid well. If I can provide that and it's fun, then maybe it's okay. If the role is truly fun, it's not hard, every day is a real struggle, that's where I might be able to find it. So anyway, that's something that I can revisit. It's just not worth. I've probably spent 2 or 3 days thinking about the whole electric scooter thing. It sounds like a lot of fun. I think for business to business, it will work perfectly because there's no gravel and it's just quite easy to zip around for businesses. I don't need an off-road scooter or anything like that to do it. So I just need one with good range and it's not going to go too fast. Light and easy to carry in and out of the car. That I think will be fine. But yeah, for now, scrapping it. I'm just going to remember why I wanted to do door-to-door, and that was because I wanted to start something so cheap, quick, and easy that I already knew how to do. And adding in the scooters right now, it's just not a puzzle I want to solve. Moving on, I've ordered iPads going through the task list. I'll go through the task list, stock order, uniforms, looking into scooters, getting the contract for Jasper, my first hire, setting up the telephony, setting up SMS and giving them the workflows for the SMS for our SMS automation provider, upgrading the liability and worker compensations insurance, considering scooters, but also considering the fact that I'm hiring new people. I need workers' compensation now because these workers are going to be in Australia. iPads order, commercial quote for the commercial lead I did last week, speak to my installer about grid protection, and speak to a door-to-door software provider that can help allocate turf and things like that. So yesterday I spoke to the installer about grid protection, found out it's around $5,000 of extra costs, depending on things like edge protection and scissor lifts and that sort of stuff. So honestly, I'm going to budget around $10,000 additional for commercial jobs, and $5,000 of that might be profit or might be expense. So that'll just be extra, and then on top of that, I'll put what margins we want to make. So that was a great conversation. Aaron was super helpful there. I ordered the stock. I actually did that kind of today. Some of these things I've done today, so I'll just share what I've done. The uniforms, I went to the shops to suss it out. And I get caught up with this whole cheap versus expensive. Is the cheap perceived to be cheap? If I buy an $8 high-vis Kmart shirt, can people tell that it's a cheap one versus the more expensive one? Because when I look at it, the more expensive one looks a little bit nicer. It's like a nicer material and stuff. Like, does that show? I'm not sure. And is it important at that stage to already have that? Maybe it is. I'm not sure. And how much extra value do you really get out of it versus the cost? Again, this is the things that I can say that I still get stuck with. Once I make the decision though, I'll stick with it. So once I've got the uniform set up, anytime someone comes in, and now I know that for that field representative in residential, that's the uniform they're going to be using. And I'll probably for the business to business as well, high vis as well. On that note, the business to business probably do want them to have a little bit more professional sort of appointment setters. So if I get someone a uniform that's also going to be used for B2B, there we go. I've got my answer. I'm going to go with the nicer looking, the $30 shirts. Thank you for being part of this process. The SMS, I didn't get time to do that. I want to set that up, and the telephony, I do want to get that done today. The contract for Jasper, I didn't get to do because he didn't respond to me. So I just texted him. He's going to send me all the details. We're going to get him set up for payroll and uniforms and all that stuff. I just wanted to, before I ordered the uniforms, I wanted to make sure, because I sent him out an email saying, congratulations, you've got the job. Send me all your bank details and everything. And it's now Wednesday, and I gave him the job on Monday. He hadn't responded, so I just wanted that confirmation. He was just busy. That's all good. The scooters, I've already cleared that. The stock order is done. I called Amex and got the credit limit approved. I also prepaid onto the Amex, so now we can put probably one more stock order through if we get another sale, which we will soon. I've got a couple that are getting close, maybe even this commercial one. I've got another follow-up meeting with Sales Rabbit. This is American door-to-door software. They help allocate. If you have like a maps image, you can choose a section that you assign to a representative, and they can go in there and start looking at their iPad and start marking off the houses that have really big existing solar systems and just check them off. That will save them a bunch of time when they're out in the field. They can just say, oh, red one, not going to that one, go to the next one. So while we're driving out to field, you'll allocate that sort of area, and then they can start marking off the houses that already have the big solar systems. That means every other house they can speak to in that area. Saves a lot of time on field and gives you like a nice flow. You're just walking from one to the next. The commercial quote, probably the first thing I'm going to do right after this. A couple of additional things that I'm working on at the moment that I've added to my list. I need to set up the link to ATO to my Xero so that I can get all the payroll, the superannuation, the payroll tax, and all that needs to be live linked these days. So I'm setting that up. I will work through in my head the SMS workflows. I don't think I'll get them done today. To be honest, it'll probably be a thing I'm doing tomorrow, but I will think about them a little bit more. That just sit there. I might do it later tonight. Jerry can get set up with AirCall. That's who we're using for making phone calls. So I can get Jerry set up in that way. If there's some things that I want, if there's some phone calls that can be had or done, or if there's in any of these tasks, maybe even looking into the workers' compensation and stuff, I can have Jerry helping me out with these things. Although, to be honest, with the liability and insurance things, I think I need to be the one making those inquiries, because I have certain questions and certain things that I need for my own peace of mind to make sure they're covered. It's probably best that I do. But there are going to be things that I can get Jerry's help with, especially once he gets set up on the phone. I want to finish the uniforms order. I need to pay Jerry. I think it's like the 4th pay run, so it means he's been working for about 2 months now. Fantastic. Best hire so far. Best hire, definitely. Maybe of my entire working career. What else? I have also ordered all of the components for the iPads. I'll recap because I've got eaten running on 3 hours and a Red Bull, 3 hours of sleep and a Red Bull. I have got a lot of things on my mind I want to do. If I really want to prioritize what first things I'm going to do as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to send that commercial quote because I've already set expectations that I'll have that sent out today. And I'm going to aim to get that at around 5 years. I think if I can get it at 5 years, the guy will sign up. The other thing I want to do is the ATO link. That needs to be done now while I've got the time to work from home so that we can have all of the tax accounted for. I'm also going to meet with our accountant. There's a few things he wants to run through with me, so I'm going to meet with him. I will pay Jerry because that's super important. I'm probably actually going to pay Jerry first and then do the commercial quote. And then I will probably run Jerry through the telephony setup, and while we do that, I'll get the uniforms done with him on a Google Meet, and then probably set up the ATO link as well. And then I'll probably make a phone call to the insurance providers and workers' compensation because I want that in place. That can take a few days to get set up, so I want that in place from day one when Jasper starts. Anyhow, that is a whole bunch of things that is happening at the moment. As far as mental state of where I'm at, I think you can tell I'm super excited. I am no longer thinking so much about each sale. I know I need to get out there on the doors as soon as possible, but I know that from next week, I've got someone that I need to train up in door to door. So if I take another week right now to set up a lot of this infrastructure so that it's ready to go, because once I start training Jasper, I know he's going to be good at the door knocking. I know he's going to generate good leads for me to close. I know I'm going to get busy, and then I'm going to have to hire another door-to-door person plus another salesperson. If I can have these automations, the software set up for the iPads and everything ready to go before Jasper starts on Thursday, I will just be able to cream out sales. That's probably not the best word choice, but yeah, I'm just going to be able to really concentrate on generating appointments and generating sales, and then working on generating more leads. Facebook leads is another thing that I've asked Jerry to start looking into, how we can generate some Facebook lead forms. And yeah, it's exciting because things are moving, money's coming through, there's options, there's possibilities for everything. Again, it's funny how much just having those extra few sales come through and what that money has done with the deposits, and then that extra $5,000 that I took, so making it instead of 10 grand, 15 grand, it's really opened up quite a lot of options, and I think I really needed that as well. I definitely don't think I need more than the 15 grand startup, because the sales are getting installed next week, deposit the customer's going to pay, and that's going to roll us through, and then again we're going to be generating more appointments and making more sales with deposits and everything. So pretty comfortable with that cash flow moving forward, as long as I don't hire too many people at the same time or go and spend money on stupid things. Not stupid things, but overspend what we have. As long as I don't do those things, the cash flow shouldn't be an issue moving forward. That's day 44 wrap up and a day 45. My intentions, whether I make a video or not, you will find out. It's probably going to be a video tomorrow sometime during the day to share what I've done. I'm trying to be super honest because I wanted to do videos before and at the end of each day, but I also don't want it to interrupt the flow too much. So instead of maybe doing 2 videos each day, I might just do one, which recaps. Maybe it's an end of the day video, which recaps what I've done. I don't know, I'll do them as I please, but I'm going to be aiming to try and get at least 1 video done per day. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't do that though, because I might just have more to share in videos that are staggered a little bit further apart. Until the next video.